NRL Fanatics here, back today with a third video, and this is my State of Origin Game 3 preview and prediction. What I'm going to do is go through both team lists, key players, key matchups, as well as the betting prices, as well as anytime try scorers, and a score prediction near the end. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, the Queensland team first, the home team. As you guys know, this game has been moved from Newcastle to the Gold Coast due to the COVID-19 situation up there in New South Wales. So a very much, a pity that that's happened. But, I'll be trying to get some tickets to go to this game. So hopefully I'll be going to this game on Wednesday night. So to get into the Queensland team now, and at fullback is Kalen Ponga returning into the lineup from injury. And in the other position on the wing is Valentine Holmes, and in the centres is Dane Gagai, and the Hammer is making his debut for Queensland, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow from the Cowboys in the other centre position, and at wing position is Xavier Coates, and in the halves is Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans, and at prop is Christian Welsh, and in the hooker spot is Ben Hunt, and in the other position at prop is Josh Papali, and in the second row is Kurt Capewell and Felice Kafusi, and the lock is Jai Arrow. Moving on to the bench now, and it's Alexander Brimson, Tino Famasili, Moari Fotuaika, and David Fafita. And into the reserves is Francis Molo, Kurt Mann, and Thomas Fletcher. On to the New South Wales lineup now, and it's James Tedesco at fullback, Brian To'o on the wing, and Latrell Mitchell in the centres with Tommy Trbojevic and Josh Addo-Carr on the other wing. In the halves is Jack Whiten and Mitchell Moses making his debut for New South Wales in the halfback jersey. Dale Finucane at prop, Damien Cook is at hooker, and Junior Paulo is lining up in the other prop position. And Cameron Murray's in the second row with Tarek Sims, and the lock is Isaiah Yeo. Now moving on to the bench for New South Wales is Afasai Coruscant, Angus Crichton, Payne Haas, and Liam Martin, and the reserves are Nico Hines, Clinton Gutherson, and Stefano Utoikamanu from the West Tigers. And the referees for this game is match officials is Gerard Sutton, Ashley Klein is a senior review official, and the touch judges are Toby Smith and Phil Henderson. So yeah, that's New South Wales and the Queensland lineup. So obviously with New South Wales, no Nathan Cleary due to injury, and Jerome Luai as well. And Daniel Saifiti is out also, and the outs for Queensland, obviously Andrew McCulloch, he's dropped, and Cohen Hess and Kyle Felt. So look, for the New South Wales team, that's a very, very strong team. It's an impressive lineup, and they will be very, very hard to beat in this one. Obviously, still got such great depth there in New South Wales, even with Whiten and Moses, they'll still have a good crack there, those two players. And then you've got a great lineup there, and, Tommy Trbojevic, who's on fire this year, Brian To'o. It's an outstanding New South Wales team, and for a Queensland fan like myself, let's be honest, this is going to be a very, very tough team to beat. But for Queensland, the huge in for Queensland is Kalen Ponga, and it's a massive, massive in for Queensland, having him back at fullback. He'll add plenty for Queensland in terms of attack. Then you've got the Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. That'll be great to see him get his debut for Queensland. Obviously, has been having a great year for the Cowboys. He's having a great season for the Cowboys. And, it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes, lining up against Tommy Trbojevic, which is no easy task. Kurt Capewell couldn't handle Tommy Trbojevic this whole series. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that matchup against Tommy Trbojevic, because Tommy Trbojevic, he's been just on fire this year. So for both teams, look, I think both teams, great teams named. Both teams have named great sides, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But now moving on to my key players, key matchups for this game. And James Tedesco versus Kalen Ponga, that'll be a great matchup. Looking forward to seeing that one go. Hamiso Tabo Fidel versus Tommy Trbojevic. How will the Hammer go up against Tommy Trbojevic in that head-to-head battle? Tommy Trbojevic, needs to be handled pretty well. They need to make sure, Queensland need to make sure to keep him quiet in this game. Otherwise, if Tommy Trbojevic goes rampant, New South Wales, they're just going to be putting on a scoreline again. So that matchup is very important, and how Hamiso is going to go in that matchup will be very much important to this game. And you've got the halves combination of Jack Whiten and Mitchell Moses. How will Mitchell Moses go in the big stage, that is State of Origin? We know that a lot of people have doubts on Mitchell Moses in the big games, because, the Parramatta Eels, when they've been in finals, Mitchell Moses, he hasn't stood up, a lot of people have said. So I'm keen to see how Mitchell Moses goes in handling that pressure on the big stage. But as you guys know, this is not a pressure game for New South Wales, It's not a pressure game at all because they've already won the series. All they're trying to do is get a clean sweep in the series. And, what more can you do there? What more can you say about that one? Because New South Wales, they don't really have to win this, but, they'll probably go out there knowing that they really want to win it because they want a 3-0 series sweep. But I'm keen to see how Mitchell Moses goes, in this game, and I'm keen to see what Jack Whiten does, because Jack Whiten, let's be honest, hasn't had a great season for the Raiders. I think it's probably not his best year. He won the Dally M last year. It was a great year last year for him, but this year he's been very quiet. So I'm keen to see how the New South Wales halves go with Jack Whiten and Mitchell Moses. Now, Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans, how will they go in this game? Now, the first two games, I believe that Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans weren't great. They weren't great in the first two games of the series, let's be honest. So I'm keen to see how they go in this one. They will want to step up after their disappointing first two games. Both of them are leaders, experienced players, and they'll be keen to step up for their state, Queensland. So that's another good matchup there. Now, moving on to my score prediction for this game and the betting prices for this game as well. And it says here on the NRL app that the New South Wales Blues are $1.28 at the Sportsbet Australia, and Queensland Maroons are $3.75. So, look, for me, New South Wales going to this game as favourites still. They're still favourites to win this game. But I'm going to go with my heart here and stick with Queensland Maroons to win. To get some pride back into that jersey. I think it's the Queensland's best team they've ever had this series. I think it's their best team they've had this series to date. I'm going to go with the Queensland Maroons to win here. 18 points to 12. And my anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Kalen Ponga to score on return to the Maroons. The Hammer to score a try on debut. And for the New South Wales Blues, I'm going to go with Latrell Mitchell and Brian To'o to cross over. And also, I'm going to go with a Smokey here and Ben Hunt to score for the Queensland Maroons from dummy half in the hooker spot. So, yeah, that is my preview for Game 3 of State of Origin, New South Wales Blues versus Queensland Maroons up there at Cbus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast on Wednesday night. I will be trying to get my tickets to go to this game. I really am keen to go to this game, actually. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how State of Origin goes here up on the Gold Coast. Look, it will be very interesting to see. But hopefully the Queensland Maroons can put on a better performance and it's not a one-sided game as the first two games of the series has been. Fingers crossed for that they get the victory. But for those New South Wales fans, they'll be hoping for a 3-0 clean sweep and, a clean sweep up in Queensland, which is not often the case happens. So, yeah, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video as well, and comment your predictions for State of Origin Game 3 in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.